60 years old, and the Halls moved in next door to us when I was 2. So I've known Ree for 58 years, and my whole childhood, it was John coming over to my house whenever he felt like it, and I was going over to his house whenever I felt like it, and my sister and all that, and we just kind of had this morphing. There wasn't 871 West Hillsdale and 875, it was 873 and a half, and whatever, with all these bedrooms and bathrooms and all of this. And Ree and Gordon were my second parents, effectively, because I would see them every day. And it's funny that you're bringing up these stories about when you were picked up by your grandmother from school, because as you're telling these stories, it's like, why, our generation experienced the exact same things with her. Because Ree would pick us up from Meadow Heights and Allen pretty much every day. My mom or Rich's mom would drive us to school in the morning, and then they would take turns picking us up. And every day it was, so what happened in school? So was anyone mean to you? What was your teacher doing today? What? Okay, did anyone look at you wrong? Did anyone do this? And she was viciously protective of everybody. And I'm going to say a bad story just for the fun of it. There was a period in Abbott where there was John and Dave and Rich Goody, who was here earlier today, and we took turns. We had learned about ditching. So you would ditch your friends, okay? And so what you would do, we took turns ditching each other going home from school. So I'd come out of school, I'd be like, where's Rich, Dave, and John? Oh, they ditched me. All right, so it was my turn. And then we tried to ditch Dave, but he was at a dentist appointment. We tried so hard to ditch him, and it was like, we did everything, and he was at a dentist appointment. So we ditched Rich, and we ditched John one time. Well, so we're walking home, the three of us, and we're looking down the street, and here comes the gold Dodge Dart. Like, oh my God. Here it comes, and we're deciding, do we hide in the bushes? Or do we just take the free ride home because we got to go up Hillsdale Boulevard again? Well, we kind of did both, and Ree pulled up, and we get in the car. Of course, I don't think she was ever aware that you ditched me, and you ditched Dave, and you ditched Rich. It was that her little boy got ditched. and I'm sitting in the back seat, and she looks back, and she says, I would expect this from Dave and Rich. But you, George, I would never think that. So if you crossed Ree Hall, you knew it. You were like dead. The other funny thing that I was going to say, now that doesn't make me look too good, but I'm right here, and I love you, man. So the other thing I would say is the saga of Jesse. So in the world of Ree Hall, when I knew him at 2, it was John was first and Gordon was second. And then Jesse came into it. And then it was Jesse was first and John was second. Because she always loved animals. And I remember going over one day, and she was in the kitchen cooking away, and I was like, wow, that smells great. And she's sauteing these chicken gizzards and livers and stuff, and I'm like, wow, this smells great. Can I have dinner with you guys too? Because it smells great. And she says, oh no, this is for the dog. The hot dogs are for John. But she was an amazing woman.
I've got to interject one thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Animals, okay?
Yeah.
And she got later in life.
Right.
If you were driving along with her or even walking and she saw another dog or even
oh my God, yeah.
she'd say, goo goo.
She worshipped.
But she, you know, I always knew that she loved me. You know, when you're talking about how she protected you and all that, well, there was a whole other generation when she was protecting people, and she was consistently protecting people. You're right. Whenever we get in the car, she wasn't just asking what happened at school to protect us. She was getting information on everything. She could figure out everything, fit in the database. But she was such an amazing woman, and I loved her so much, and I know she loved us, and she took good care of us, and she was my second mom. So anyway, thank you so much. Thank you.